In the fullness of time, when the Roman roads crossed the hills of Judea and many hearts longed for deliverance, a widow named Miriam sat by her window in Bethlehem and watched the evening lamp flicker. She was old enough to remember the stories her grandfather told her, the promise in Eden that the serpent would be crushed, the covenant with Abraham that through his seed all nations would be blessed, the sign of David's eternal throne, and the prophet's words that a child would be born, a son given, a ruler whose peace would never end. Yet many in her village had grown tired of waiting. Some expected a conqueror with a sword. Others had almost forgotten the promises altogether. But Miriam kept the words hidden in her heart like a treasure. One winter night, as shepherds returned from the fields, they spoke in trembling voices of angels singing over the hills. "Do not be afraid. Today in the city of David a Savior has been born to you. He is the Messiah, the Lord." Soon after, wise men came from the east, led by a star, seeking the one whose birth had been written in heaven before kings were crowned on earth. Miriam journeyed with them in her thoughts, imagining a palace, a guard of soldiers, and a child wrapped in royal cloth. But when word came of the manger, of the stable, of the lowly house where Joseph and Mary sheltered, she wept. Not because the promise had failed, but because it had been fulfilled in mercy. She understood then that God's timing had never been late. The Messiah had come not as men demanded, but as God had planned, humble enough to draw near to the poor, holy enough to save sinners, and powerful enough to fulfill every word spoken by the prophets. The one born in Bethlehem was the answer to every hope carried from Genesis to Isaiah, from Abraham to David, from exile to longing. Miriam went out into the cold night and looked up at the stars. "At last," she whispered, "God has kept his promise." When dawn came, she told others that the true king had arrived, not to seize a throne of stone, but to reign in human hearts and to bring salvation to the world. The lesson of the story is that God's promises never fail, and when the Messiah comes in his appointed time, he fulfills every hope with wisdom, humility, and saving love.